What is going on, guys? It's your boy K-Cross here, back from the video today, and in today's video I'm going to be playing Madden, which is something that I don't commonly do. Obviously, I'm usually playing Call of Duty, and I decided, since I'm done with that one series and everything, and that the beta is over, and the game doesn't come out for like another 9 days, that I am not going to play any more Modern Warfare, at least not for the channel. I don't think I'll play any more personally either, because I don't know, I feel like after that montage put out and everything just feels kind of good to be done for now, and I'm pretty comfortable with just playing Madden. It's one of my favorite games, to play, so I feel like I'm going to try to, record some of it here and there on days that I don't feel like recording Call of Duty, and I'm just going to, talk about football just because that's what I feel like talking about, honestly. And it's something that I have been meaning to base around on my channel somewhat is Madden, but I just never really got around to it, and I finally got to doing it now that I don't have any Call of Duty to really talk about or anything to talk about in that area. So basically that's how we got here. I'm just gonna start off by saying that first of all, the speed is sped up on these on this gameplay, just because of the fact that there was a long drives and stuff like that, and I just cut out special teams unless anything crazy happened, like a missed field goal or someone muffs a kick or something. But I just took sped it up whenever it was real boring, and the whole entire game is sped up by 125 instead of 100. So you might notice that here and there that it's a little bit quicker, hear the announcer sound a little squeaky in the background. And don't worry about that, because in the future I'm going to turn the announcers off, or the announcers audio off, so that way it's not in the background anymore for whenever I'm recording, just because I feel like it's annoying. If you're watching a video like this, I am the announcer, I guess you could say, and you don't need to hear them, especially whenever they're sped up. It's kind of annoying, but I didn't want to cut the audio out completely, so I just kept it in for this time at least. In the future, obviously, like I said, I'll make sure it's better, but basically I'm just going to be playing Madden, just talking about, like I said, the NFL, stuff like that, just because I want to, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to be stuck to one game. Like, a lot of YouTubers will blow up on a game and they'll just stick with it instead of, trying to grow their channel through their personality instead of, a game, you know what I mean? There's channels that, have built their whole entire channel around Call of Duty, but then that's all people watch them for is their ability to play Call of Duty or what they do on Call of Duty, as opposed to their personality just playing any game, right? And I feel like that's something that I would rather just start off early by playing a bunch of different games, you know what I mean, and just trying to stay versatile in what I do and etc. I don't really know what I'm saying at this point, but basically yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, is just stay versatile in my gameplays and what games I play. So basically I'm playing Madden because it is one of my favorite games, and for as much as that goes, I guess I'm going to talk about football too. Right now, what's going on with the NFL, if you're paying any attention, the trade deadline just ended and the Packers didn't get anybody, which was a big story because everybody kind of felt like the Packers were missing a piece, and they needed something to I guess pull everything together, which I don't think is true. I think the Packers had a rough start, and I think football is it's a momentum game. So in a game against Tampa Bay where they got blown out, it was a bunch of just a lot of momentum coming on top of them. Obviously Tampa Bay is a team with a ton of momentum. Well, they were a team with a ton of momentum at the time. I feel like they had a bunch of things coming together at that time, and they're probably just really cocky. All it took was Aaron Rodgers to throw that interception or that pick six, and then the other interception, and they lost all momentum. And the Packers are that's just how it is. It's not gonna, I don't think their season's over because they lost to the Vikings, and that because they lost to Tampa Bay. I think, if you run that game 5 times, Packers are still going to win it 2 to 3 of those times, right? I think the Packers are still probably one of my favorites for a Super Bowl team. I think people dropped them out of their top 5 way too quick. For me, they're probably 6th to 5th, but I still feel fairly confident that they will make a deep playoff run, or they will make the Super Bowl, one of the two, because I'm just confident that they'll get it together. Aaron Rodgers obviously is a legendary future Hall of Famer quarterback, and I think he's probably one of the hardest people on himself, so he's probably not going to just let this stuff slide. They'll probably see Tampa Bay again before the season ends. I'm not even too sure, how that's going to work out if, they just meet each other in the playoffs, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, like, I think they will see them again in the playoffs is basically what I'm trying to get at. I don't know if they actually are. I don't think they're division, so I don't think they will play again, but I think they will play again in the playoffs. So I think that'll be the deciding factor because, I mean, it's tough. The NFC is really tough this year, right? And I think that Tom Brady's going to have a lot of competition with Tampa Bay, even though Tampa Bay is becoming a super team slowly. They're becoming basically what the Chiefs were, which is, just getting all these weapons on offense, except Tom Brady can't use them like Patrick Mahomes can. I mean, sorry, Tom Brady's a great quarterback overall. He's got a great legacy and everything, but Patrick Mahomes is a generational talent that just he's an offensive powerhouse. Like, he gets everybody involved, and whenever you put elite weapons in front of him, he's going to make them even more elite. You know what I mean? So, that's just the way it is. I think, Tom Brady is got basically a super team in front of him, but I don't think he can use it like Patrick Mahomes can. So I think he's gonna have a lot of trouble with the Seahawks too, because the Seahawks are like a crazy good team, right? They aren't a super team, but like they're close to one, you know what I mean? But they're not like a super team in the fact that like Tampa Bay is, where they were acquiring people from free agency and stuff like that. They got Carlos Dunlap. That's one person they got this year, and I mean, they got some small things here and there, but like ultimately they drafted DK Metcalf, and they have had Tyler Lockett for a long time. They drafted Russell Wilson. These are all like really big weapons that they had got through a draft. I think Jamal Adams, they got him from the Jets, so that was a good trade. But like, you know what I mean? These are just like small things here and there. Obviously, they don't have a very established run game, but I feel like Chris Carson does his job fairly well, and he is, enough to get it done, because ultimately they are a team that passes to open up the run. They're not a run to open up the pass team like the Ravens were. And that's another team ultimately that I think is getting way too much heat, like way too quickly, is the Ravens. I think the Ravens are still a good team. I think they're obviously, probably going to not be able to win the division at this point, but they're definitely going to be the wild card team if they don't win the division, because they're too good to just not make the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to make the playoffs, so it'd probably be a wild card team. They'll probably have to play the Steelers again anyway, and I think they'll have to play the Steelers one more time anyway, just in the season because of the division. But I think they'll meet them again in the playoffs. And I think ultimately, the big thing was with that game was like people were thinking that Lamar just played like really bad, but I don't think he played really bad. I think he's just trying to learn. I think he's trying to adapt his game. I think he's trying to grow as a person. I think it's pretty obvious Lamar wants to become a passer, like a pure passer, and just kind of like cut the running game out as much as he can, because ultimately I think he doesn't want to end up like RG3 did, to where, people are expecting that run from him, and people are expecting him to, have like 50 rushing yards at least a game, and he doesn't want to just put his body at risk like that, because I mean, yeah, it is inevitable. Even if you're good at avoiding tackles, you still have to take a shot here and there every once in a while, and it's just unavoidable. Even, as a quarterback in the pocket, it's unavoidable. So the less shots you take, obviously, the better. So, I think he's trying to, for the longevity of his career, trying to eliminate the running game as much as he can from his game. I think he wants to rely on his passing before his running, and I think, they showed that a lot with the Steelers, because they had the running game was working so well, they didn't have to stop doing it. They stopped doing it by choice. They stopped doing it because Lamar wanted to pass on them. He wanted to try to pass on them. He wanted to learn from that tough defense and that tough secondary. He wanted to try to, like I said, learn from it and gain experience passing on tough defenses. So I think that was part of, like what he wanted to do. I don't think they lost that game. I think that they could have easily won that game had they stuck to the running game. But like I said, they want to pass the ball. They want to move the rock through the air. And ultimately, I understand that. That's like what I want for Lamar Jackson. I want him to become a really good passer. I want him to improve as a quarterback, like pure quarterback wise, and not have to rely on his legs, because I think he is a generational talent, and I think that he can throw the ball. He just has to get some receivers in that offense. I mean, you know, he obviously has to get the ball to his receivers, but he has to have receivers to get the ball to. If they're never open, then it's going to be hard. I think Willie Snead's not bad, and Marquise Brown is obviously not bad, but the problem is that they're just not star receivers. I mean, he doesn't have enough firepower to work with on the receiver side. Obviously, like I said, those two receivers are not bad, but those are like his only receivers, right? He needs people that are going to be there consistently. And like I said, Hollywood Brown was complaining because he only got like 2 targets in that game against the Steelers. But that's the thing, like, you can't expect a lot of targets whenever the running game is working like that, and you're not like consistently getting open. And you're learning too, you're young too, as a second year wide receiver. He's learning too. Like, he has to know, like, there's a lot to it, that it's hard to throw to you whenever there's nobody else posing a threat to get thrown to, right? Mark Andrews is good, but I think that Lamar Jackson makes him look a lot better than he is, and I think that Willie Snead is not enough for Lamar Jackson. He needs somebody better. He needs somebody that's going to be a bigger and more consistent target. Like I said, like a wide receiver that's almost a tight end. They're so big, but they got to be quick, right? Like Dez Bryant would be a good example. But I'm thinking, if they don't get what's his name, Thomas or whatever, from Oregon. I can't remember his name. He used to be the man back in Oregon. He was super fast. If he doesn't get healthy soon and they can't get him on the field, I think they should try to also acquire like Devin Funchess. Like, he's a big receiver that's quick. I think he's probably a good acquisition to get. And the only problem is he's been hurt a few times here and there. But if you can get him healthy and get him on the field, I think he'll be a good option to go to. I think you got to get somebody else in there too that's consistent. I think Dez Bryant will be interesting. I hope that they can get him on the field and get him worked into the schedule. I want to see what he does. I want to see if he's still able to make the plays that he used to be able to make. But obviously you're going to need some younger receivers. That's why I said Funchess probably be a good add-on to the team. Yeah, Lamar's going to need some more targets if they want to win a Super Bowl, basically, because in today's NFL, it seems like you have to have an incredible passing game to get into the Super Bowl and to win the Super Bowl. So he's gonna need some serious wide receivers, some serious work. So anyway, that's all I gotta say for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. If you do, let me know. If you don't, I guess still let me know. I can stop making them. But basically, that's really all I gotta say for today. Hope everybody has a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace.